Okay, so it's time to start all the vehicles. I try to do this about every week. This one here is not going to start. It hasn't started since 1992. I mean, it has, but it hasn't run off without like me spraying stuff in there. So first off, we have the 1979 244 DL. I'm pretty certain this one will fire up. Did I say 89? I don't know. This is a 79 244. This one is an 89 244. This is the 89. And this one should start as well. This one even has air conditioning. That works, at least. Kinda. Yep. So this one has the B21 FE engine. The other one has, this one has the B230 FE. That's a 2.3, and that's a, what is that, a 2.1. Okay, let's see if this one will go. This one hopefully will. But it has been a little while longer. We got some battery. Well, it was acting like it was gonna. Give it some gas. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, I knew you could. This one has a 3-liter V6. I think it's the Vulcan or whatever. Whatever the one with the issues is. The one with the cracked cylinder head. I mean, it doesn't have a cracked cylinder head, but they have issues with that. It's a 3-liter V6. This one has really ice cold air. It is R134, but it's about the coldest I've ever felt anything with R134A. See if it'll start back up now. Yeah, it just needed needed to run for a while. This one I've been neglecting to start. It's probably been about 3 or 4 weeks, which I know really isn't that long, but this thing's about out of gas, and the gas that's in it's at least like 3 years old, so that needs to be addressed. Now this air conditioning had, it's R12, but I've put R152A in it, and if you're not familiar with that, that is that stuff you buy in a can, like the air, you're supposed to dust keyboards and stuff out with it. Well, that's actually a refrigerant, and if you've ever tried using that stuff, when you're like hold the can upside down, it comes out as like a liquid and then it evaporates. It's a refrigerant. It's R152A, and it actually works with the mineral oil or whatever I know it's mineral oil that R12 uses in like refrigerators and stuff, so I'm imagining it's the same in here, but it's actually compatible with that, as opposed to R134A, which if you put it in an R12 system without converting the oil over, and preferably the filter dryer as well, you will eventually have issues with your compressor. But this should be fine. I mean, it's not great, but it's there. It's really good, because this car has the electric windows. I don't like the electric windows because they break, and none of the front ones work, but this one does. And then this one kind of does, but it makes this noise. So, yeah, there's that. These things really come up to temperature quickly, these Volvos. I don't know why. I guess they have little small engines, and they just heat up really quick. I don't know. This one here has no air conditioning, at least not yet, and but it does have the good windows, and of course since they're cranked down, they all work. This actually works, and boy does it ever. I mean, that's like a lot of fluid, you know, it's crazy. Isn't that fun? I don't know if you can see it or not, but this car actually has a gas leak. I can smell it for sure. Yeah, it's not really dripping yet. There it went. Did you see that? Yeah. So nobody light a match around this car. It's great because it's right next to the hot exhaust pipe, and this car also has an exhaust leak. So if it backfired, or for some reason there was a spark, I guess the whole car would probably just explode. So whatever. This thing is pretty much dead. I mean, it would run. It's got a bad heater core. It needs a lot of work. It's been sitting since '92, but it only has 53,000 original miles on it. All the power windows work, the power locks work, the radio works, even the pop-up headlights work. And this car will run if you run it off of an external fuel cell, but the built-in fuel pump is dead. But here's this nice red block engine. And of course these cars were known for catching fire in multiple areas. And maybe one day I'll get around to doing something, and I don't know, but you know, these things were known for catching fire in multiple areas. One thing that would happen is leaves would get down in here and get on the blower motor resistor, and that would catch fire, and you couldn't put it out because it was inside underneath everything. So you'd have to wait for it to like melt holes in there and use fire extinguisher to get it out or something. They also had multiple electrical issues. The coolant pipes that run from the back, because the engine's in the back, they run all the way along the frame here, all the way to the front. And those would often get hit with rocks and stuff because it's underneath a car, and the engine would overheat. And since it's in such a small space here and there's a lot of rubber stuff, it would catch fire. These oil caps commonly leak because this is plastic. They would just start leaking, they would crack, and if you get oil hot enough, it will catch fire. This intake here is purely for cooling the engine, and if this doesn't blow over the engine, it will overheat and it can catch fire. But also, if it does catch fire from any of the other reasons stated before, that will continue blowing air over the fire, helping it spread quicker. Really great cars. I mean, these things were just wonderful. I mean, when they weren't on fire, and when they weren't having an electrical issue, and when they weren't having issues with the transmission, or you don't have to have the spark plug replaced, because to get to the spark plugs in this thing, they're all the way back here. 4 of them are right here, but there's another 4 back there, and you actually have to take this lid off, unmount the engine, and actually lift the engine up slightly to get to the spark plugs. So when none of that was wrong, these were great cars. But other than that, I mean, you know, they had a lot of issues. They also have issues with these body panels just kind of falling off because they're all squishy. And I mean, look how short this thing is, and yeah, so will run though. Not very fast either. Looks like a fast car, but it's not. In fact, the speedometer only goes up to 85. So this is not a very fast car at all. I just noticed though, what is this, brake cleaner? Is there any in here? Huh. We got some brake cleaner. That'll help the environment. That's what we use to start the vehicle. I also like the what do you call them things? Speakers in the headrest. That's for your radio. And my tire has seen better days. It's kind of a bit, well, blown out there, but it'll be fine. It'll all be fine. Another thing is, you think you have dual exhaust here because, well, I guess technically 4, but no, one of those is fake, and it was from the factory. You just have one exhaust and one fake one. And this is not fiberglass or metal or anything, as you can see. This is made of a special material called plastic. And this whole car, except for the hood, and I believe up here, yeah, this is fiberglass. But the whole car, besides for that, is made of this wonderful material known as plastic. And if you know anything about plastic, if you get it hot enough, it'll light on fire. You seen a trend here with this car? Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point.